The story is about Arthur, a strong young man who lived with his father, a blacksmith in a distant village. Since childhood, he learned sword fighting and forging. One day, his father revealed a secret. He wasn't his real father. Arthur was the son of a great king who ruled a faraway kingdom. The king and queen were loved by all. When the queen became pregnant, joy filled the land. But darkness grew inside the palace. The king's brother, jealous and power-hungry, used dark magic to kill the king. The queen escaped with her unborn child and went to a witch for help. The spell would protect her son, but it would cost the queen her life. Before dying, she asked the king's loyal friend to raise and protect the child, Arthur, until he was strong enough to know the truth and face his destiny. Arthur was shocked by what he heard from his father. His life suddenly changed, from a blacksmith's son to a prince. He swore to take revenge on the one behind it all, to reclaim his birthright and avenge his parents. His father gave him a potion, crafted by a sorceress just for him, to be thrown into the dragon lake once he knew the truth, and before starting his revenge. Arthur set off in search of the lake, guided by his father's directions. When he found it, and threw the potion, a glowing sword rose from the water held by a hand. It was the sorceress. She gave him the sword and told him it was forged with dragon's breath, granting him magical powers strong enough to defeat evil. It was her gift, a way to help him since she couldn't save his mother. Arthur took the sword and began his journey back to the kingdom. The path of vengeance had begun. During Arthur's journey to the kingdom, he decided to take some rest. While he was sleeping, a group of bandits attacked him. They stole his sword and beat him until he lost consciousness. When he woke up, he found himself chained in a cell with a group of people. After a short while, a man entered who looked like a noble. It was his uncle, the king. He had known about Arthur's arrival through his servant, the sorcerer, so he sent men to capture him and steal his sword. He offered him a chance to return home, or he would face the same fate as his father. But Arthur refused his offer and preferred death over being a coward. Then, his uncle told him to enjoy the remaining time with the other prisoners, because they would all be executed soon. During that time, Arthur learned from the prisoners that the people had always been waiting for his return to free them from the cruel king. The day of his execution came, and he had no way to save himself. Suddenly, fire fell from the sky with a voice that shook souls. It was the sorceress and her dragon. She ordered them to release Arthur, or she would burn the entire kingdom. The king obeyed her demand and set Arthur free. After Arthur was rescued, the sorceress ordered the dragon to burn the king, but Arthur stopped her. He preferred to take his revenge with his own hands. He challenged the king to a sword duel, and thanks to Arthur's strength and his mastery of sword fighting since childhood, along with the cheers of the people, he managed to kill the king and take his revenge. The sorceress gave him back the sword that was stolen from him and told him she would always be there to help him if needed. Arthur became the king his people had always dreamed of. He freed the kingdom from corruption and tyranny, and it returned to the way it was in his parents' time. More secrets and magical stories are waiting for you. Follow SpellTales for your next fantasy adventure.